So, yes, life can be hard, and you need to, or we need to, endure it like a soldier on a mission. And of course, for us, that means not getting too soft, but it doesn't. But it also means for the alcoholic not becoming too hard on others, not too soft on others, not too hard on others. It's kind of like the Serenity Prayer. God, help me to accept the things I cannot change, and the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And so there's challenges that are going to have to be met. And we're going to have to be patient with ourselves and with other people. And we're going to wade through a lot of circumstances and folks that we don't necessarily agree with. So then then it becomes a part of for us to practice self-forgetting, because what happens is we begin to focus on ourselves and on our thoughts and our opinions and what we think should be done, or how we think the other person should be acting or behaving, or how this organization uh, needs to conduct itself, you know, and it just goes on and on and on, you know, how our kids should be behaving, how our parents should be behaving, how my wife should be behaving, uh, how my coworkers should be behaving, how people down at the social club should be behaving. It could be a mess. So, practicing uh, a little bit of self forgetting would be beneficial um, uh, for our lives when we find ourselves too wrapped up in the things that are going around us. So that self-obsession, that self-focus, that self-delusion that somehow we know we got the edge, we have the insight uh, on what needs to be done, right or wrong, our imposition of it um, is what needs to die off. The pride that we have, the egoity, the pushiness, that being driven by self-centeredness needs to die off. And then we need to start living in a more balanced way, more attuned to those things that are good, and more appreciative of life, and realize that everybody's going through a process. It's not locked in uh, permanently, although it may appear to be locked in. And maybe for some people they are locked in, but that's no reason for us to get all bent out of shape. There's despair that, some people around us just cannot and will not change. But we have hope. We bring hope to that despair. And the hope is that we can change. And by our changing, the other person will change too. If we look at that other person differently, they could change instead of being down on them all the time and experiencing the despair of it all. These are the things that drive us. The circumstances just become so miserable when they're when we're self-centered and demanding, that we're driven to God, to a better life, and we're able to let that go in place of something better. So some things die off, and some things begin. And this is the process that happens within a person, the dying off of the old and the putting on of the new. And it's God that's in the center. If you believe in God, it's God that's in the center of that change. If you don't believe in God, it could be goodness that puts off the old and brings on the new. We're talking about the definition of what disturbs us as human beings. And, this applies to a certain group of people that experience large amounts of self-centeredness. So with that, thank you, and I'll catch up with you next time.